Parliament's first year. This editorial reviews the National Assembly's first year and its shift in power. While reviewing the performance of the current National Assembly, NA, the 16th legislature since independence during its first parliamentary year, one is struck by the fact that the House has decisively changed the equation between Parliament and the judiciary that had existed for a long time. Reviewing means checking how the National Assembly, this term means NA, Pakistan's lower house, the 16th legislature, means lawmaking body since 1947, did in its first parliamentary year, Feb 2024 to February 2025. One is struck is an idiomatic expression meaning surprised and decisively means strongly. Change the equation is a figure of speech meaning flip the power balance between parliament, lawmakers, and judiciary, courts, long set one way. This sentence means the NA's first year shook up the old judge-lawmaker power split. The key instrument of this profound change was the controversial 26th constitutional amendment, which, among other things, made the appointment of the Chief Justice of Pakistan, CJP, the sole preserve of Parliament. Key instrument means main tool. Profound means deep. Change came via the 26th constitutional amendment. This term means a 2024 constitution tweak. Controversial means fought over, and among other things means including bits like appointment of the Chief Justice of Pakistan, CJP, top judge. Now sole preserve means only Parliament's gig. Instead of the senior-most judge stepping up to assume the position of CJP, it is now the Special Parliamentary Committee consisting of parliamentarians representing various political parties in proportion to their strength in the House, which selects one of the three senior-most judges for the position. Stepping up is a phrasal verb meaning taking over. Assume means grabbing. Old way, the oldest judge got CJP. Now, Special Parliamentary Committee means a lawmaker team. Consisting means made of parliamentarians. MPs, from parties based on proportion to their strength means seat count in the House. NA, and selects means picks one of the three top judges. This is quite an upgrade in its powers, since the Iftikhar Chaudhry-led Supreme Court had coerced Parliament into passing the 19th Amendment in 2010 for the abdication of the powers of the Parliamentary Committee. Quite an upgrade is an idiomatic expression, meaning big power boost. Since 2010, when ex-CJP Iftikhar Chaudhry's Supreme Court coerced means forced Parliament to pass the 19th Amendment. This term means a tweak that abdication means gave up the committee's old juice. Compromising on the government's earlier plan to establish a separate constitutional court, the 26th Amendment led to the creation of constitutional benches that, simply put, would hear all political cases of major concern to governments and political parties. Compromising means settling. Gov ditched a constitutional court idea. Led to is a phrasal verb meaning caused. Creation of constitutional benches means special judge squads. Simply put means in easy terms. To hear means judge political cases of major concern, big worry, to govs and parties. The other benches would hear the remaining cases. Other benches means regular judge crews. Here means judge leftover cases. At the center of the amendment is the reconstituted Judicial Commission, which now appoints and elevates judges. Reconstituted means remade. Judicial Commission is a term meaning judge-picking crew. Now, appoints means names and elevates means lifts up judges. The Judicial Commission would also undertake annual performance evaluation of the High Court judges, which may lead to action against inefficient judges through the Supreme Judicial Council. Undertake means do. Annual performance evaluation means yearly judge check. Lead to means cause. Action, like firing inefficient, means slow judges via Supreme Judicial Council. This term means judge busting squad. Going, this sentence means the commission checks judges yearly and might boot slackers. Irrespective of the difference of opinion on the quality and content of the passed laws, another distinction of the Assembly is the passage of a record 47 laws, surpassing almost all previous assemblies' record of first-year legislations and constituting 7 times the average number of bills passed during the first year by the 4 previous assemblies. Irrespective means despite. Difference of opinion means folks arguing over quality and content of past laws. New rules. Distinction means standout. 47 laws, surpassing means topping past assemblies, NAs, first-year legislations, laws, and constituting means making 7 times the average of bills, drafts from the last 4 NAs. This sentence means the NA passed tons of laws, way more than past ones. The Assembly also passed at least 13 other important bills, including amendments to the acts governing the armed forces to extend the terms of the service chiefs from 3 to 5 years, with the possibility of granting extension for another 5. Passed means okayed. 13 key bills, drafts, like amendments to acts, laws for armed forces, military to extend means stretch service chiefs, top brass, terms from 3 to 5 years, with a shot at 5 more. One of the 3 amendments to the Elections Act, 2017, passed during the year authorized the appointment of retired high court judges to poll tribunals hearing the election petitions. Authorized means allowed. Appointment means picking retired high court judges for poll tribunals. Vote courts. Hearing means judging election petitions, vote complaints. The opposition rejected the amendment and dubbed it as an effort by the government to get their desired judgments from the tribunals. Rejected means trashed. Dubbed means called it a gov ploy to snag desired judgments, rulings they want. The other amendment to the Elections, Second Amendment Act, 2024, was an effort to render ineffective the 8-judge majority judgment of the Supreme Court, led by Justice Syed Mansour Ali Shah, which had decided the reserved seats case in favor of the PTI on July 12th. Render ineffective is a phrasal verb meaning kill. An 8-judge majority judgment ruling by Justice Mansour gave PTI reserved seats, special spots, on July 12, 24. Other high-impact laws passed by the Assembly included the controversial PECA Amendment Act, 2025, and the Peaceful Assembly and Public Order Act, 2024, which prescribed 3 to 10 years imprisonment and fine for those who failed to obey the orders of the administration regarding the public meetings and rallies in Islamabad Capital Territory. High impact means big deal. PECA Amendment Act, 2025 inches, tweaks online rules. Controversial means debated. Peaceful Assembly and Public Order Act, 2024 inches, sets 10 years imprisonment and fine for ignoring administration orders on public meetings and rallies in Islamabad Capital Territory, ICT. Towards the end of the parliamentary year, the Assembly passed the Members of Parliament, Salaries and Allowances, Amendment Act, which increased parliamentarian salary from Rs 188,000 to Rs 519,000 per month. Towards the end means late Feb 25, passed a law hiking parliamentarians, MPs, salary from $188K to $519K monthly. Although the 176% increase was significant and widely criticized by the media and opinion leaders, many critics disregarded the fact that the increase was granted after a gap of 9 years, and that at least 2 provincial assemblies had already increased their members' salaries in the same range. Significant means big. 176% jump got flack from media and opinion leaders, talkers, but disregarded means ignored. It's been 9 years in provincial assemblies. Local houses already did it too. This sentence means MPs got a big raise after years, but folks griped anyway. Most of the laws were hurriedly passed without any meaningful debate in the standing committees or within the full House amid strong protests and in many cases boycotts by the opposition. Hurriedly means rushed. No meaningful debate in standing committees, bill teams, or full House, whole NA, amid protests and boycotts. Opposition walkouts. Noisy protests and rowdyism became routine within the Assembly, which further tarnished its image. Rowdyism means chaos. Routine means normal. Inside NA, tarnished means dirtied its image, reputation. The number of yearly working hours of the current Assembly dropped by about 30 PC to 212, compared to the average 298 or so in the previous 3 assemblies. Dropped means fell. 212 hours, 30% less than the 298-ish average of the last 3 NAs. Average daily working hours also decreased from 3 in the previous assemblies to 2 in the first year of the current Assembly. Decreased means shrank, 3 hours daily before, now 2. Like the previous assemblies, the NA continued the unhealthy pattern of failing to take up almost half of the daily agenda. Take up is a phrasal verb meaning tackle. Agenda means to-do list. Half skipped, old bad habit. The upswing in the ordinances promulgated from an average of 8 during the first year of the past 2 assemblies to 16 during the current NA indicated a downward slide on the democracy path. Upswing means rise. Ordinances is a term for quick laws. Promulgated means issued. 8 to 16 signals a downward slide. A figure of speech. Democracy dips. As a welcome step, the NA speaker moderated the much-needed dialogue between the ruling coalition and the PTI-led opposition. Moderated means ran. Dialogue means talks. Speaker bridged ruling coalition, Gove crew, and PTI's opposition. Sadly, the dialogue could not proceed beyond the third sitting. Proceed means go. Talks died after 3 sittings, meets. It is heartening that, despite all its complaints against the government, the PTI-led opposition continued to be a part of the assembly, although most of their time there was consumed by protests. Heartening means cheering. PTI stuck in NA. Consumed means eaten up by protests. Leader of the opposition. Omar Ayub Khan was, in fact, the most vocal MNA during the year. Vocal means loudest. Omar led the noise. The formation of the standing committees, which should have been completed by April 2nd, 2024, within 30 days after the election of the Prime Minister, took much longer and was completed by June 12th. Formation means setup. Standing committees. Bill crews, due April 2nd, done June 12th. The issue of the chairmanship of the Public Accounts Committee also lingered for much longer due to differences between the Treasury and opposition benches. But the issue was amicably settled as a PTI nominee was unanimously elected to the important position towards the end of the parliamentary year on January 24th, 2025. Chairmanship means top spot. Public Accounts Committee is a term. Cash watchdog. Lingered means dragged. Gov Treasury versus opposition benches bickered. Amicably means nicely. PTI guy won January 24th, 25. This sentence means picking the cash boss took ages but ended okay with PTI. Despite an extraordinary legislative performance, the first year of the current NA witnessed overall weakening of democratic and parliamentary norms because of one-sided legislation, agitation by the opposition within the House, the hurried passage of bills after the suspension of normal parliamentary procedures, and lack of meaningful debate on legislations in the plenary and standing committees. Extraordinary means standout. Legislative performance means lawmaking, yet witness means saw weakening of democratic and parliamentary norms. Fair rules. Due to one-sided legislation, Gove-only laws, agitation, uproar, rushed passage of bills, drafts after suspension, halt of procedures, proper steps, and no real debate in plenary, full NA or standing committees. This sentence means NA made lots of laws, but hurt democracy with rushed solo moves. Of the 13 most important bills passed, only 4 were referred to the standing committees for detailed scrutiny. Referred means sent. Scrutiny means close look. Just 4 of 13 got it. The writer is president of the Pakistan-based think tank PILDAT, president at pildat.org. Mail to president@pildat.org. X at ABM Pildat. Published in Dawn, February 28, 2025.